guys. What inspired you to start these comics, like these characters, and what was your muse?
Well, definitely for me, I really wanted to create something that was mine, that I owned and that I could keep. And that's what prompted me to do it. The bunnies themselves came out of a brainstorming session that came from that desire. And then when I saw that, the way that they reenacted it was very earnest and humorous, that was how I decided to continue with those. And also a note about when you do something that you love and you make it your full-time job and then you do it for 12 years, that can lead to burnout. Definitely, if there's so many different ways to do what you love and to do it as much as you can. And for sure, I loved making the bunnies full-time for so long. And there was also burnout. It coexisted. So always maybe have multiple projects, like something that's just your nice baby that you can love and do exactly how you want on the side, or if you put it in the front and center, always make sure you give yourself some mental relaxation so that you can come back to it.
I think a lot of the time the things that we make, even the original stuff that we make, is actually a remix of other stuff that we love and that inspires us. And so when I first created Aussie Millie, I would describe it as basically if I had put Calvin and Hobbes, Bloom County, and Walt Kelly's Pogo in a blender, and just remixed that and put the pieces in a new order. And of course, what drew me to comics strips in the first place is this one creator and his one perspective. But at the same time, it had all these elements that were like, you see things and they inspire you, and you're like, I want to make something that's like this. And so there's always pieces of the things you love and the stuff you make. And the same thing is true of Phoebe and Miracle for my current strip there. Just a lot of Calvin and Hobbes, a bit of Last Unicorn in there. A lot more of, I think, just me, because I've been doing it for so long that I've got my own tropes now. But, it's always been things inspired me, so I made something, and that's how art is made forward.
Well, as an answer my question about part-time, full-time, and deep.
Oh, sorry.
I actually do this full-time, because I was in university for 4 years. And I started my own fan film. Started was first year, Trek was second, third, and fourth. And we started working my fourth year. So I was having a decent amount of time to spend my last year. So at time, I had passion, mental resources a little bit. So I was funded. And then I made a decision. Everyone after I'm only 23, I was 22 when I started. Everyone after university gets a little bit of a buffer, like for real life, just start a job fully lined up. So I decided I was going to do this 6 months and see how much we could grow it, and actually doing it full time. I didn't tell fans that I was doing it full time at first, when we see how to respond to new content, but we announced it, no one cared, just love content. And it was an odd experience to go from university, deadlines, stress to 100% Trek. Very few people in the world are working on Star Trek, and when you're in this world, it's kind of interesting, and we're working with you, and it's so much work, so much editing. You can't be up in the ante, 3 shows a week, and then trying to get 5 episodes ahead, and getting new guests, and then doing other partnerships. It's complicated, and my days when I sort of status quo call it, where I wake up, go straight to my office, work all day, relax in the evening at 2 a.m. and then very much all days. It is people editing rather than just doing the script. He does that amazingly well. But it does burn you out, especially when you're doing web content, especially web style. You're in your own shape, you're in your own space. The problem is you don't get out of that space. In university, I did a lot of production work, weddings, and I'm sort of actually doing out and going and doing things. And the experience, especially filming a wedding, is an incredible experience, and it's so much different. You're always doing new things. You feel the energy. When you're in your own space, it's comfortable. You wear comfy trousers. No trousers, that's no dress I had before. Oh, pants, sorry, pants. It burns you out a lot quicker, I think, because you always have to be at the computer. You always if you're not working, what are you doing? Well, especially nowadays technology, you're watching TV, you're on an iPad at the moment, it's always screens. Isn't it? If you work with screens, it really burns you out there. So it's difficult to get momentum, but when you love track, it's certainly better. And this guy actually saved it, I think. But he always takes breaks. I think changing products is a big thing. Because we do different types of shows. I mean, when we do a whole bulk film, so 4 episodes in a row and 3 another. And that's good because those completely different fields. And so change style of show and different days, even if we're 3 days a week. And then editing of 4 days. It's good to change up what we do. Does that bit. Stay.
Well, as you said, working from home is a double-edged sword. It's really convenient. You can, do what you want when you want, and
Food's good too.
how you want. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, when it comes to relaxing, you're kind of stuck in that space you work in, and it's you feel like you need to be doing something work-wise. So, do you guys work from home, or do you have an office, or?
I absolutely agree that,
Totally.
yeah, the line between working from home and then working from home after your so-called hours are over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was on that
But there's always some more work I could be doing in front of me things I should be.
Exactly.
Sit down.
Because you can't differentiate, what's the office, and yeah.
You're never as far ahead as you could be if you should put in another hour and then things over again.
With video editing, there's progress bars, which you have to wait. So I always say, when I finish the edit, I say 2 hours to render, then I can relax. Oh, damn, it's something I forgot to do. Another hour, or I can improve that, another hour. It's 2 a.m., but I'm still going to finish the render. Okay, that's rendering. Now I can chill. It's 5 a.m. But you got to get render. Why wait for the next day? I take any excuse to render's outside. I can now make dinner.
Yeah.
Because it's render.
Yeah, and if you were doing this work for somebody else, you would absolutely draw boundaries and say, I am not working beyond 5 o'clock to deliver this, or whatever. You would definitely,
Yeah.
but if it's your own work and you're doing it for yourself and it's what you love, then, you can do 24 hours a day if you were allowed.
There are days too when I at 5 o'clock and it's like on principle I should not have now, but I feel I'll be fired because my strips aren't done to this week. And so, what choice do I have at that point? I just press on, and sometimes I'm up way later than my husband is because I'm not done and I have to wait. And if I end up starting, they charge you late fees when my strips aren't in past a certain day. It's like $50 and then a few hours later it's $100. And I don't want them to pay me less money, so I try to get everything in on time with that occasionally these late nights.
I don't know if you guys ever have this too, but sometimes I feel like I almost envy a 9-to-5 job. I work in a Walmart where the job is the job. There's nothing beyond it. You get home and that's it. Whereas fundamentally, when we create our own content, we can make it as good as we want it to be. We can keep on one piece for as long as we need to make it as good as possible. That's how the world works. I don't know if you ever feel like you wish you had a simple 9-to-5.
Oh, sure. Sometimes, my husband's, I don't know if simple is the word he used, but he's done my work at 5 and he comes home. And then he's done, and he doesn't have to worry, unless there's like a work emergency, like a computer blew up. He just time to just his own after that, and he'll get home and I'll still be like working. And the trade-off is I'm going to go at 7.
Yeah.
Question. So, you were talking about deadlines and about how you went from doing something as a passion to now having to get it done in a certain amount of time. Where do you find that you're in that continuum of creativity to gotta get done? I mean, where's creativity in that?
That's a great question.
It is, yeah.
I found that, so I would have monthly deadlines when I was working on them 4 weeks per short. And often the development of the editing of the film and the storytelling is what takes the longest for me. So sometimes that would take longer than the week that I had allotted to it. And then I would find myself pulling a few all-nighters in order to get it done by the time that we said. And it is a fine line that, to something that, takes on a deadline or becomes something that you have to do for somebody to output. And how to remain creative, it was hard. It was hard to strike a balance.
At the same time, though, I find creatively there's a benefit to having some enforced stopping points. Who was it that said art's never finished, it's just abandoned? Somebody smarter than me said that, but It's true though, and if I fussed on one strip forever, I would never move on to the next one. It's helpful actually that there's somebody there saying you have to have this in by now, and it's already on the next thing. And so, I don't labor on something way past the point of diminishing returns on it, and creatively that's a net plus, I think.
Well, we decided ahead of time what scripts we're going to do, what shifts we need to do. And so yeah, to find the time and the creativity to actually,
It sounds we have 4 scripts a week, and how do you keep up the creative side?
by giving up my free time.
Free time, sorry?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, it's really hard. Good thing I don't have to be as creative as you do with the editing and the rendering.
Then you have to build the spark into the show that is the show. I know everyone jokes about the write some jokes, but you have to keep that same energy.
The creativity comes, like now it's the humor that I write in and stuff, just, I know the dynamics so well now that it just comes out naturally. And usually we improvise on the fly too, doing the script, so. Yeah, I don't find I really have to be too creative. I mean, I say that because it's me doing that, but you see it as being creative.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just doing my job.
I think because it's so long, it's what you do. Like the rhythm.
Yeah.
And you're lucky to do one format, script. So you're very good at that. So you can really hone it. With a web show, it's all visual. The more you put in, sort of the more you get back. I mean, I do animations for a ship. But say Trekyards, that ship. For an episode, I could do 1. Take about an hour. Brilliant. I'm doing 7. It takes 8 hours, a full working day almost, just to do the extra. And that's what I find really creative, because I get to make these ships look incredible. You haven't seen these angles, you haven't seen do things, you haven't seen ships together. That's creative as anything. But then I'm not making the episode. So I put my time in, I've got the episode. And the editing is good because I've been doing editing for literally 10 years. And this software for 4 years, so it's very second nature. I don't know as I've edited Premiere Pro, but you can do double and triple speed. I never watch episodes normal speed, I watch double speed. Everyone's something high in my ears because it's quicker. Because I know when you can see my face when you start, I can see when I'm editing. I can see what was going to take out.
Oh yeah, I watch his face when we're talking to a guest, and it's like, you can see his little wheels turning, like, oh, that can be edited out. How am I going to fix that?
So I have a plan in advance. And there's certainly, we have a set format, a set show, a style. The creativity is just bottom line, that's what we do, it's the extra. But when you love something, and then there's kind of, you can always do more, and some shots, like, I always want to see that, so I'm going to put the creativity into it. I think fans register it. But you got up there the other day said somebody's schedule's got to be done. Luckily, well, not luckily, but we put the work in, he's so far ahead, and I do it full time. So we are 3-4 ahead most of the time.
But I gotta say, being on a schedule definitely helps, because otherwise nothing would get done.
I was pretty strict about that when we started. It's like, we need to be a day, we need to be a week. Not a time in a day, because that's, 3 time zones. I'm in the UK, if I release it in my time zone, LA's asleep. If you release it in your time zone, the UK is evening, so LA's a bit early. If it's in LA time, UK is too late to watch it. So it's kind of like we sort of release in the middle. So that's what we manage much. Yeah. Any other questions from you?
How do you all, do you ever talk with other people who didn't come through kind of the web publishing angle of it, and is there any, do you have conversations about that with other creators? Do they care?
I'm pretty unique among all the syndicated cartoonists I know because I am the only one who came in through that particular door. I don't think I'm the only one in the world, but I'm certainly exceptional in that way. I'm also, when I meet with other syndicated cartoonists, I'm usually the youngest person there. I'm 39, and they're all like over 50. I work in an industry that is small c conservative in a way, and the sort of modern landscape of coming up through webcomics is a totally new thing. And so I find myself in the position of having to explain all of it to people frequently because it's so new to them.
You guys were talking about multiple, you had a suggestion multiple projects to avoid burnout. I'm an aspiring filmmaker and I work on a lot of people's projects with web TV and stuff. When, it's just a matter of time before one of those things take off within a career tenure. So I guess my question is, a lot of you guys work at home. I guess, like when your thing's rendering, I guess you put the pizza in the oven, you sweep the floor, and then that's because a lot of times when like one time I'm like working on something and then I go, oh great, I go pick up somebody and I go pick up somebody and then because my mind, I guess my mind's on the traffic, not on the project, boom, an idea comes to my mind. Does that ever occur? Do you guys ever do that in order to stop killing yourself? I don't know.
All the time.
Yes. Okay.
The problem with my script writing and research is I can't do that. I can't be doing other things while I'm doing that.
Right.
Which really kind of sucks.
I understand.
I get home from work and I have to dedicate an hour and a half, 2 hours to doing the research, and then I gotta script it later. So once I'm done, I'm done. There'll be days when we finish filming that I just shut off. I just go upstairs, sit on the couch, and that's it for like the rest of the day. But he's, and if you guys might be fortunate in a different way, like especially him, you said you can do stuff while it's rendering,
Right.
while he's waiting. I don't have that luxury, so
I
I don't know
find
what you guys, but.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm converting a file, it'll take a period of time or I'm exporting it. And then it becomes a little dance, like I know what I need to get done in this amount of time, so I'm going to do the thing. Like I said, in the first week when it's all about development, if I'm having a hard time at that point, I might take some time off and just do nothing. That's actually a great way to get ideas too. I don't know about you guys where you find inspiration to be creative after you're feeling hurried or burnt out. The shower is a super great place that I often get good ideas.
Shower, the drive home for me, and cutting the grass. But by the time I actually get to my desk, that stuff's gone. I have so many great ideas and how I'm going to word something, and it just by the time I get there, I've either forgotten it or it's modified, and I need to write it down right away. But it's kind of hard to do something.
creativity is a double-edged sword, and when you're good at editing and video rendering and have the connections to talk to acts and things, I find that I've got an obligation to make the show we do. 3 shows editing, that's a lot of time every week, and there's very little extra time. When I actually have my time off in the evening, and if I've been rendering million animated strips, I find, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if I just did this short? Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if I just did this? And now I can make it work, and now I can do this. But it's actually more annoying than anything else, because I have these great ideas I know I can do with a project a week, whatever, but I just can't justify taking time off because we have obligations. And to get, I've always said to myself, the further ahead we get in the obligations, the more time I can take off in bulk. So I worked on Star Trek Renegades, the fan film. I worked all behind the scenes, 13 featurettes and a 45-minute documentary with 11 guests, a lot behind the scenes. I worked on that for a solid month. I really shouldn't have, but I did, because that was an amazing opportunity, and I took that both awards and because we were so far, I was able to take just that amount of time off, and I really had to get back to it. I had to absolutely work long, and I had just like you go from video editing one thing to hey, I'm now on a break to start video editing another thing. Nothing actually changes, but the creativity changes. So that was amazing. I like, I have a brand new girlfriend, and I'm so far ahead I can now take a little bit more time off. That's my justification. Work all the time, and take more time.
I don't know about you guys, but we're so creative between the 2 of us. We keep coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, it's
So I have a notepad of shows we want to do, like new format of shows, not just our regular stuff. 3 shows we do a week.
And the designers are enjoying the content.
Yeah, that's creative than that.
Like we need to add to it. Like, yeah, we've got like 2 or 3 sheets of ideas, which will, I don't know. Does that happen for you guys?
No. I write down, I have a lot of ideas within the specific world that I'm working in. I don't have a lot of ideas or stuff outside of that because once I'm done making up a week worth of little girl and unicorn stories, I turn that part of my brain off. It's tired, it needs to rest. And so, it's not that I don't have any other projects that I've thought of doing over the years, but like all of my creative focus is on this one project right now, and when I'm done, there's not a lot to talk about.
We've got less than 5 minutes left. Any other questions from the audience?
Have you noticed like an evolution of your fans? So the people who paid attention to you in the very beginning, and then the people who pay attention to you now.
Yes. Well, it's interesting. I group my fans into sort of categories because there's like the ultimate fans, people who are Aussie really fans, and maybe people come to me now and I'm like 30 and I'm like, when I was 12, I loved your script, and I'm like, shoot, I'm old. And then the Phoebe fans, there's kind of 2 groups of people. There's the like, I kids who mostly know it from the books. I think the average person who reads the books is like 7 or less than 10. And that's obviously a different audience than like the comics people. And so, yeah, meeting a fan can be a very different experience depending on which kind of fan that I'm.
Yeah, I definitely have enjoyed hearing from various fans via email and actually people who have been coming by the table here and they say, 36 buddies, I remember you, and like, but they're still in that movie. Yeah, that's great because absolutely the viewers are the ones who have made it possible and the internet made it possible.
Yeah, Trekyards fans, I don't know. We've had some dedicated ones since the very beginning, and a lot of people, when they find our content, they remember when we found us 3 months ago, and they try to binge watch 150 episodes. You know, we hear that so many times.
Basically daily.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's something about the content, but I mean,
Well, as it evolution of fans, it's also evolution of you, or us, I should say. We started, it was more of a quaint, we want to try something, and we started getting guests, you know, that kept evolving. Now, when we started, it was like, hey, that's a good web show. Now, we have literally thousands of fans that watch us as a part of their TV schedule. They sit down and one of the guys who donated to us in Logo. Literally, it's his first thing on Saturday morning, or Sunday morning. He gets his coffee from Starbucks, walks in, watches our content. It's part of his schedule, and that, I'm pretty honoured by that, honestly.
absolutely, yeah.
You know, I watch a lot of web shows myself, so I totally get where they come from. But to be part of their lives, and obviously, you know, when you're on camera, you guys do more, you're writing stories, especially on camera. And so, we have a lot of people who message us, think they know us, because they watch us every week. And we talk to them every week.
And like at the comic going on, hey, James, I talked to you a few times. I'm like, I talked to a lot of James, sorry. You know, I feel really bad.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Do you like get recognized? I don't know what get recognized.
I've been recognized a few times. If this was a Star Trek convention, we'd probably get recognized a lot more.
Yeah, nobody knows what the hell I look like.
That must be nice that and it's But I gotta admit, being recognized is awesome too.
Yeah, I've been attending concerts that was actually act as a guest slash hosting, so they also recognize me because I'm there as a panel guest. Last week, I was at Stargate convention, and I was promoting my Stargate film. And first of all, I actually recognized, and it was a fan of my costume collection who had seen me on Sky, which is a sushi show of Sky. So they seen me on behind the scenes documentary part they did, and she got someone told me, hey, you're on Sky. And he talked about the speech, I'm like, oh yeah, didn't I? Huh, thanks, nice to meet you. So it's so random, it was like, nice. Yeah, I look forward to Trek Con for. I think that's it, so thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for our amazing
Yes.
panelists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.